Hello and welcome to another update video about the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ really kicked off end of last week. It's been now a few days that unfortunately I missed the turnaround down here because you can't really do a video every day. It's just too much. But overall, what we talked about generally here, and also for new viewers, that there is still here, or there was a 60% probability that we are in the bullish scenario still. It is extremely difficult. I mean, a lot of analysts at the moment still expect a massive crash for the stock market. Yeah, a massive crash. A lot do. Yeah. Also Elliott wave analysis. So there are many analysts that do expect the stock market to crash massively still, even though I think it had quite a massive correction already. Now, my view is that we're not going to see a crash in the near future. Yes, I'm open to the idea of new lows, but I would not be looking at new lows below $10,000, $10,500 for the NASDAQ, for example. So that would mean that we could still come down lower here. Possibly that risk is not gone. That risk is not gone. Could still do it, even though with the latest pump that risk reduces. But I still have it on the table, the 40% probability that we come down lower. But with the higher likelihood, 60% probability, and that's how it has been since we moved above, I think, 12,200, that we have had the low in here around $11,000. We then looked at this in terms of a possible 1-2 setup. And here another 1-2 setup, so that all looked good. And when we then broke here above the high, we made the bullish case the primary, and we had really nice movements, captured a couple of reversal areas here. Here exactly at the top, I told you that a correction is incoming. At the time we didn't know if this would be just a wave 4 correction, which would have been shallow, or a strong wave 2 correction, but what I communicated to you is that this correction is a massive crash test or stress test, let's call it stress test, for the bullish scenario. And at the moment it's looking good. Why? Because NASDAQ has come into this area between the 78.6% FIB level and the 50% FIB level. It did hold the 78.6% FIB level, so I think if it really wants to move higher now, this move down should be over now. If we drop any lower, it will just increase the risk that we will make lower lows also below the previous swing low. Why? Because a drop below the 78.6% FIB level is never good. Yeah, it normally is then. It then normally becomes a very unreliable wave 2. Yes, in theory it could come down to the 88.7, but normally if it drops below the 78.6, we need to have on the radar lower levels. We still have to have on the radar lower levels, but again, below 78.6, this just becomes very much a much greater focus. Now, the other good thing is that we are moving up quite strongly, and we've broken out to the upside of this target area. So whenever you exit these areas to the upside, that is a really good signal. So this is starting to look interesting, and we can now also formulate a target for the wave 3, because then we said, okay, we had a wave 1 here, wave 2 down here. What would be a target for the wave 3? And that could be reached quite quickly. If we now break, and that would be the next massive signal, is if we break above this wave B high at $1,300, $2,000, then there's a really good chance. I would increase the probabilities for the bullish scenario further if we break above this level. So let me draw this here as in terms of the price targets for the third wave, just so that you can expect what we could expect now. So yeah, we look at this wave pattern all the way down here, assuming the low was in, then we're looking at least $15,600. So that is quite a lot of distance. Yeah. Again, there is no guarantee the low is in, but it's looking good at the moment. And if we see a continuation in that direction, and then most importantly break above 13,200, then this is the level that the market would need to reach to prove that we are here in the bullish scenario. After that, we would see a wave 4 down and a wave 5 up. That would complete this yellow wave 1, yeah, and then we're coming down in a wave 2 correction. But that wave 2 correction would really only be, no, sorry, we're not going to come down. This would all cascade much higher, because what would this be? This would then be here the wave 4 next, just to outline the further path for the NASDAQ in the bullish scenario, which would be sort of at the moment the primary expectation still, of course, but we can increase probabilities if we go above the wave B high. Yeah, so wave 3, 4 and 5 would then play out, and then this is only that 1-2 setup. Down here there's another 1-2 setup, so only then we would finish off the wave 3 in yellow. Then there will be a wave 4 in yellow, to just show you here how this would cascade higher really, and then a wave 5 in yellow. Where this will eventually land in terms of prices, I could maybe look at in a future video, but yeah, all of this would then complete the larger wave 1, and we would then come down eventually in a wave 2 correction. So this will be quite a strong move down, but it will also not be a crash, because eventually we would make higher lows in this one as well. So all of this interesting, and this could just be the beginning of a larger price increase, but it's not confirmed yet. Yeah, I think confirmation will be obtained above 13,200, and then an even better confirmation would be the move above 13,732, of course. If we can move above that, retest it from above, yeah, not just a wick to the upside, but retest it, confirm it basically, then I think we're looking at the $15,500 level. So I think there's a realistic chance the low could be in here. I think the next few days will give us more clarity. I gave you the key levels to watch out for. And really nice would be if we see here in that wave 3 now a very clear 1-2 setup in itself. If we make a higher low in that one, there would be another possible entry point for anybody who's actually actively trading this. And a lot of stocks, obviously in the NASDAQ, are going to adhere to this as well, even though stocks are moving individually. All right, so that's my update about the NASDAQ. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, also check out my main channel, More Crypto Online. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.